Hey there, Big Brother fans. It's me, Mike, aka BB Gossip, and it is Thursday, July 18th. And obviously, those of you that know me know that it's been a different kind of a beginning of Big Brother for me. And I am currently walking to the premiere party for night 2 in New York. And I was at the premiere party last night in New York as well. And so I've watched the premiere. That's good. Earlier today, I watched the premiere. Had a great time last night. I've tweeted about it. I'll try to talk about it later, but you know what? An awful lot of it was a blur. But hopefully some of you saw my tweets, and some of you I met there, which is very cool. But that was great. But let's talk about Big Brother, because I've only got about less than 10 minutes walking time before I'm at the event. I'm whatever with the start, okay? I was kind of, as I tweeted, it was like, all right, well, splitting it up into 2 1-hour shows where we meet half the house guests and then they do some competitions. That was okay. That was better than 16 people being introduced and then all of 16 of them doing something. I mean, look, there's never going to be a perfect solution. And I'm not saying it is a perfect solution. I'd rather than do a live move in and do it right, but that doesn't seem to be happening. So we get what we get. So I watched it. I thought the comps were interesting, but it was totally staged. And I don't know what they're going to do on tonight's show. Most of you will be hearing this after the show is aired, so you'll know better than I what has gone on. But I don't know if they're going to do the same 2 competitions, or they're going to have this quote AI, which is an actress. It's not real AI, folks. Let's be honest. It's totally made up by CBS. And they're calling it AI. That's my personal opinion. So they didn't even matter if they said that if more than at least 4 people voted to keep the person in the house, then she would come into the house and play the game. But if 4 people didn't vote 4 or more voted not to keep her, then she wouldn't be in the game. Well, that's what they said. And of course, it was all a quote ruse. It was all a test. It was all fake, which actually means it was never going to happen anyways. It was just how they designed it. And the key was, my one question was, what would happen if everybody had voted to take the person in, or everybody had voted to keep the person out? Then they wouldn't have needed to have 2 competitions. So somehow they knew that wouldn't happen, right? I assume. We'll never know. So, they voted, like 4 of them voted to keep, 4 of them voted to not keep her. It didn't matter. She was an AI and la. So she set up some tests and they had to do some comps. They all had to do a comp. And the one comp, the person that won it is getting some kind of a upgrade. And the other comp, the person who lost, the person who did the worst, is getting a downgrade. Now, what does downgrade mean? Does that mean they're going to get nominated? What's going to happen? We don't know. And from the stuff I've read online today now, it sounds like it could be completely up in the air, and we're not going to know the answers until Sunday, maybe, or maybe they say Sunday. We may not know it until the feeds go live tonight, and we'll have to figure it out, because the feeds will go live at about 2 a.m. my time tonight, tomorrow morning, and we'll spend time scrambling to figure it out. I have no idea what kind of shape I am going to be in at 2 a.m. Last night I was up trying to get my tweets to make sense. That's what I was doing, because it was late. I was trying to thank people. I was kind of half asleep, kind of trying to text it all. Heck, I could be that way again tonight. I don't know if I'm going to do well tonight. It may be a very rough first few days with Big Brother for me, but trust me, I'll figure it out. I'll settle into a routine, and it'll be situation normal for every, as it always is for me. And I'll let you know what the heck's going on and all that good stuff. So that's what's going on for me. That's what little info I have. Again, last night, blast. Everybody was cool. I got lots of pictures. I will say that someone that I know, and most of you know, made a comment to me like, I've seen you not say nice things about some of those people you were smiling with last night. And it was like, you know what? That's not wrong. And I said to almost all the house guests I talked to, I said, I've sometimes been critical of the ways you've done things and stuff, but I do appreciate you being here. It's just amazing that you guys show up and turn out and do all this stuff. So, kudos to you and all that kind of stuff. So I tried to mend some potential fences by at least kind of being nice to them and not being, rude. There's no point. They actually do show up, and they put a lot out there for all the fans and everything. So I have to give them kudos, and that's what I did. I did. The one house, there was a few that I didn't get pictures with, but one I didn't get a picture with Taylor. I talked to Taylor, and I'm thinking, I was sitting here this afternoon, and I was like, I did talk to Taylor, that's right. And you know what I did to Taylor? I explained to Taylor why I thought she didn't start the game very well. Honest to God, that was me talking to Taylor, and I had the gall to tell her about how I thought she played the game. It was crazy. We're going to pause this for a second while this ambulance gets through. All right. Ambulance is through. So yeah, that was a little crazy. I feel kind of stupid, but maybe I'd had a beer or two and I wasn't thinking straight. And if I see her tonight, I'm going to apologize possibly. Again, everybody's gracious, very cool. It was a cool thing. If you ever have a chance to do something like this, you should. I raved about Rob Has a Podcast, this thing the same way. I met a lot of cool people. Some of you, have been listening to me for years, and that's awesome. And I'm hoping to see some of you again tonight. So that's what I got. You know what? I'm going to wrap this up. We got a show again tonight. Again, it's going to be hard to keep track of because the venue will be completely loud and yelling, and you can try to read the closed captions, but there's distractions going on, and I may try to focus a little bit more tonight than I did last night. But in the end, we don't learn a lot this first couple shows. We'll know a lot more after the feeds kick off, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And we're going to see how we're going to handle it without the potential of flashback. We'll have to see how the flashback situation sorts itself out when the feeds kick in. So there you go, guys. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for being fans. And we'll talk to you all maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on how the day goes and if I have the time. Although I may have time that I'll be by myself. I'll be walking to meet a friend. And so maybe when I'm doing that, I'll do a quick check-in and let you know about last night and if I have any thoughts on last night or tonight's episode as well. Okay? And whatever I know about the live feed so far, too, because the live feeds will be going on. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye-bye.